Body Snatchers, the Reconstruction Act, and the Galileo spacecraft are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is March 2nd, 2023. It is the 61st day of the year. There are 304 days left in 2023. It's your 9th Thursday in your 9th week and the 72nd day of winter. You got 18 days left until spring. Half the country right now is dealing with some serious winter weather, and we're almost done with winter. If today's your birthday, your birthstone is an aquamarine, a bloodstone, or a jade. Today is National Banana Cream Pie Day. You know, I gotta tell you, I'm not a fan of banana cream pie. This is a traditional custard pie that someone added banana flavoring to. Now this one goes back a while. They think at least the early 19th century, because that's the first time it showed up in print in a recipe book. At least that's the first known one. I don't know why this is significant, but their website seemed to think it is. In the 1950s, soldiers for the United States military ranked banana cream pie as one of their favorites. Okay, I mean, that seems like you're reaching for something on that one. You can always find someone to say something nice about something. Kind of reminds me of that Brian Regan joke where, a movie is so bad that they have to go to alternative publications for a favorable review. It's like Jiggly, starring Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, is the best movie of the year, says Wong's Chinese food menu. This movie should sweep the Oscars, says the Plainview, Texas PTA monthly newsletter. Anyway, so apparently soldiers back in the 1950s loved this. I wasn't in the military in the 1950s. I would have voted no on this one. But my opinion doesn't matter, and that's why it's got its own day. All right, let's see what else March 2nd has given us. 1776, the American Revolutionary War. Patriot militia units attempt to prevent the capture of supply ships in and around the Savannah River in the Battle of the Rice Boats. 1867, the U.S. Congress passes the first Reconstruction Act. 1901, the United States Steel Corporation is founded as a result of a merger between Carnegie Steel Company and Federal Steel Company, which becomes the first corporation in the world with a market capital of over $1 billion. 1949, Captain James Gallagher lands his B-50 Superfortress Lucky Lady II in Fort Worth, Texas, after completing the first non-stop round-the-world airplane flight in 94 hours and 1 minute. 1978, the late iconic actor Charlie Chaplin's coffin is stolen from his grave in Switzerland. This one is just weird. This man's body wasn't even really cold yet. In one of history's most famous cases of body snatching, two men steal the corpse of Sir Charlie Chaplin from the cemetery above Lake Geneva, Switzerland. Now, they figure this happened on the night of March 1st, but they found out about it in the morning on March 2nd. Chaplin had died on Christmas Day 1977 at the age of 88. 2 months later, his body was stolen from the Swiss cemetery, sparking a police investigation and a hunt for the culprits, obviously. Now, this is just, the lowest human beings will get. The man hasn't even been dead a year. Not like you should ever dig a body up and try and get a ransom for it. But, this guy hadn't... It's just so sad. Anyway, Chaplin's widow received a ransom demand for $600,000. Police began monitoring her phone and staking out over 200 phone booths in the region. The widow refused to pay it, saying that her husband, Charlie Chaplin, the guy that they're trying to ransom, would have thought it was ridiculous and wouldn't have paid it. The callers later made threats about her two youngest children. After a 5-week investigation, police arrested 2 auto mechanics, Roman Wardrus of Poland and Gant Nev from Bulgaria. And on May 17th, they led them to Chaplin's body, which they had buried in a cornfield about a mile from Chaplin's family home. That December, the two were convicted of grave robbing and attempted extortion. Their motive was purely financial. They were in some bad situation with their money and they needed to get out of it. One guy who they decided was the mastermind of this was sentenced to 4.5 years of hard labor. The other guy only got 18 months because they figured he really wasn't that involved because he wasn't that sharp. He's kind of dumb, I guess. They figured he had limited responsibility for the crime. As for Chaplin, his family reburied the body in a concrete grave to prevent future attempts. That is just one of the strangest stories I've ever heard of in history. Normally when someone is kidnapped, time is of the essence, because every minute that goes by, there's a better chance that person's going to show up dead. When you got a dead body, You can just kind of negotiate for a couple months, right? It's not like Charlie Chaplin's going to get any more dead, right? I mean, if these guys screwed everything up and I don't know, maybe got hit by lightning, he might come back to life? What's the worst that could happen? 1983, compact disc players are released for the first time in the United States and other markets. Prior to this, they were only available in Japan. Now, I had a really cool one. When MP3s first came out, and it was mind-blowing because if you remember the old CDs on a CD, and when MP3s came out, I got a compact disc player that played MP3s, a mobile one, carry around. I could put like 200 songs on that. It was mind-blowing. And then I really enjoyed that for about 6 months before like the first iPod came out. And I was like, oh, so much for that. 1998. Data sent from the Galileo spacecraft indicates that Jupiter's moon, Europa, has a liquid ocean under its thick crust of ice. Born on March 2nd, 1962, Jon Bon Jovi, singer, songwriter, musician, and actor who is best known for being the lead vocalist of the rock band Bon Jovi. In 2009, he was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Among his most popular hits were Living on a Prayer, It's My Life, Always, Bed of Roses. He also released 2 solo albums. When he was in high school, he would skip school to record music with his cousin Tony. At the recording studio, the Power Station, he went on to work as a janitor at that same studio until he had his big break. As an actor, he's been in a few movies, Pay It Forward and New Year's Eve. He was on Ally McBeal for a few episodes. He did a few things. I thought he was an okay actor. His mother was a former Playboy bunny who became a florist, and his father was a former Marine. He has 2 brothers, Anthony and Matthew. He got married to Dorothea Hurley on April 29th, 1989. They had 4 children together, Stephanie, Jesse, Jacob, and Romeo. And he's still making music to this day. Died on March 2nd, 1999, Dusty Springfield, British pop star who recorded Son of a Preacher Man in 1968, as well as other hits like I Just Don't Know What to Do With Myself. She released 14 albums throughout her career. Before fame, she joined the Lana Sisters before leaving to start a group with her brother, which they called the Springfields. In January of 1994, while recording an album in Nashville, Springfield began feeling ill. When she returned to England a few months later, her physician diagnosed her with breast cancer. She received months of chemotherapy and radiation treatment, and the cancer was found to be in remission. In 1995, and apparently in good health, Springfield set out to promote her album, which was released that year. By mid-1996, the cancer had returned, and despite vigorous treatments, she died on March 2nd, 1999, a month before her 60th birthday. Really young. I didn't know she was that young when she passed away. Oh well. All right, everyone, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a great day, be nice to each other.